Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays FTL. Haven't said this in a long time, but it's been two pretty damn good runs of FTL in a row, so why don't we completely mess that up by going with the Federation Cruiser, which is something that I have not used in quite some time, at least a few videos. Anyway, we're just going to start this up. Now that I know the power of engine usage, I'm just going to see what our crew is here. So we've got Mantis, NG, Rockman, Human. Human can pilot, Mantis... it's a good question. Let's leave NG on engines, just because that's, you know, the kind of naming system that I can get behind, the nomenclature that I enjoy. We're going to leave Rockman on shields in the middle of the ship, because then he has less far to run if he has to get into combat on either end. And I think now we are safe to start space trucking around the stars here, so I don't know how this is going to go. I don't think I've ever had a great run with the Federation Cruiser. These guys are trying to get away as soon as possible, which I am going to try not to allow. And the first thing we're going to do, I guess, is just take out the enemy weapon systems. Now, hopefully they don't actually manage to get by our shields first, because if they do, that beam, who knows what that could do. That could actually do a lot of damage. But we'll see. Come on, shields, come back up. Oh, they did manage to take out our weapons just before we were able to stop them there. Okay, so this is potentially a pretty bad situation, actually. I'm sending our NG over here to get this repaired, because our Mantis is slow as molasses. It's one of those things where if the fight, like if their laser had just taken like 2 more seconds to charge, things would be a lot better. I'm just going to leave this NG here just in case things go wrong again. But yeah, if they just had not charged so close together, we would have been fine. But because they did charge so close together, we found ourselves in a little bit of danger there. But I think we only took 1 hull damage, provided these shots actually... God damn it. Managed to escape. So this is going to be a quick first sector, I'm guessing. We are going to find ourselves probably... not overrun necessarily, but certainly rebel ships are going to be upon us very, very soon. And actually, to jump into this nebula, luckily, I think nothing has actually gotten wrong for us here. So we're just going to attack this guy to get to the station. Ions, lasers, and beams. Oh my. So we're going to fire on weapons as soon as possible. Again, another situation where we just really want to make sure we get something going here. Our medbay has been depowered, which is not really that bad when you think about it. And yes, we've now entered a situation where we should be okay. Our shields are going to get hurt, but unfortunately for them, there's going to be no way for them to take us down simply using ion weapons. Again, unless they go straight for the oxygen and just keep the oxygen completely down the entire time. But even then, I'm not sure if that would even work, because, you know, there would be times when it would come back on for a brief period. Anyway, we are going to have another 3 shots from our burst laser fire in here. That ship's going to go down, making up, atoning to a certain extent for the problems that we had before. We're going to upgrade to the 2nd level of doors, as we always do. And then we're going to come back out here. So I did a little post-mortem on the last episode, and I'm feeling like... I haven't looked at the comments yet, because I'm recording this about 10 minutes after that last episode finished. But I'm feeling that if I had gone with the small bomb, instead of the Pegasus missile, maybe I would have had a better chance, because a friend of mine was pointing out, hey, it would be awesome if you fired that actually instead, because it's got such a lower cooldown. You probably could have taken down the enemy shields before anything else, you know, had a chance to really deactivate your systems. I think that might be the case. I think I'm focusing too much on heavy weapons. I need to go more for like these faster, lightweight, more maneuverable weapons, more flexible weapons, if you will. So we're probably going to go for enemy shields next. I don't know which weapon they still have powered up. I guess it's possible they still have both. I think their laser's offline, actually. So if they just have a beam up, that doesn't really bother me. They're actually giving us a huge surrender here. 4 missiles, or sorry, 4 fuel, 8 missiles, 8 scrap on the first sector is nothing to sneeze at. Now, we are almost certainly not going to get that 2nd bar of shields up, as I like to do in the first sector. Let's just move on. I don't want to mess around if something could be a trap here. We're going to check out this distress beacon. Hopefully it gives us enough fuel to compensate for the fact that I've backtracked so far. The distress beacon was a trap, but that does not necessarily mean it was not worth coming for. Sentence sounded immediately awkward as soon as it left my mouth. But we're going to actually power up our engines here, because we don't need our medbay powered up. And an extra 20% evasion chance. Who knows? That could save us from a missile. Well, certainly not that missile, because it just took out our artillery system. But a missile in the future, maybe, hypothetically. Anyway, it's not like our artillery was really doing anything. And that's the other thing. With this ship, we also want to focus on getting our artillery to charge faster. Or we could just ignore it and treat it as if it's just like an extra, you know, every 50 seconds we get a sweet gift from our uncle or something. Who we neglect otherwise, but we're gonna drop... Oh, we should drop this in on engines, just to keep... Yes, exactly. Just to keep them from trying to get away. And then we should probably go on shields next, just because the shields are back, but it doesn't really matter in the whole scheme of things, because I don't think they're gonna have the opportunity to actually get any repairs done here. So, their ship is down. We need about 50, we need about 70, I guess, to get our second level of shields up, which is probably not going to happen. We need another 40 scrap, hopefully early on sector, sector 2, because it's probably not going to happen for us on sector 1. So we get nothing here. We could trade 2 missiles for 3 drone parts. That's a silly decision. We might as well check out this last beacon right here, because I think we can get back to the exit before the rebels come after us. Immediately regret that decision as soon as I see that we are in the middle of an asteroid field here, fighting against a fairly difficult enemy. But again, we're just gonna hope. Oh, they have a boarding drone too? That is super not good. We're gonna send Mantis in here to fight this boarding drone, and Rockman actually. We need to get that fixed as soon as possible too. Now, here's the real question. How much damage are they going to be able to do to us before we can take their shields out? Okay, their weapons are offline. That's huge. We should actually probably go drone control unit next, because I really do not want to end up fighting another boarding drone. Those are total pains in the ass. And actually, this should disable. We're going to send Mullet over here, power up our med bay. That should disable this existing boarding drone. Yeah, okay. And they're just going to be taking a lot of damage from various sources here, actually. Come on, Rockman. You can do this. Okay, boarding drone's dead. You get into the med bay. Engineer, come down here and fix this breach. And now we're going to go burst laser on shields. And if we take their shields completely down, then we should be able to, yes, basically just watch as asteroids ravage the rest of their ship. Beautiful. So we're going to send our engineer in here. It's poetic. I mean, that's what happens when you're an asshole in space. The Northernlion story. We're gonna send... Where's Mantis? Mantis was on weapons, I believe. We were on shields. Engineer, who is now almost fully healed, is on engines. Okay. Crisis averted. We could go to the store, but again, we'd have to sell something to buy something. I don't really want to sell something in this situation. I feel like we're doing adequately as is. Ooh, we're on a one-way ticket for a nebula at some point. Let's go to this one, because then it looks like it's smooth sailing from that point on. We only have to go to one nebula. And then after that, it's just green pastures, so who knows? And again, in nebulas, you know, there's always terrible chances for bad things to happen. I don't think we need to repair anything. But additionally, there are some nebulas where you can just kind of skirt your way around the nebula and never actually end up in the cloud that disables your sensors, which is very useful. We're going to burst laser on enemy weapons here right off the bat. I love fighting enemies that have 0 or only 1 bar of shields, because it means that this burst laser is super effective, like, you know, lightning versus water types. But we do have to land at least 2 of these shots in order to make this happen. Take out the beam. Ooh, they did some substantial damage to our med bay, but, you know, who really needs the med bay anyway? Well, probably some of our teammates now. But, again, we'll just keep... Oh, weapons are completely down on their systems now. There must have been a fire or something, so we are going to send some more shots in here. Shields are completely down. So we're going to continue with our, you know, Maslow's hierarchy of space needs. Weapons, shields, engines, probably oxygen after that, just so that they don't have any chance to, you know, pretty hard to repair things when you can't breathe. So with these guys, quite hurt. I think we have 0% chance to miss with this next burst laser, so we'll just fire this in and all 3 shots should hit. The only exception would be if their shields actually come back online before all 3 shots hit, but they did not. So their rebel fighter has been taken out. Pretty impressive looking ship. More impressive than mine anyway, which just looks like a giant space penis, but, you know, that's to intimidate people. We're going to remotely repair targeting system, give us a lot of scrap there. There is our second bar of shields, as well as, you know, net 0 change to our reactor power there. Beautiful. We can have our engines powered up to give us a 20% chance for evasion. And, just want to try something here. Ah, never mind. Okay. So we're going to jump out. That was actually a really good distress beacon. Next thing we want to do, either engine power or extra weapons. In fact, we probably want to buy some more weapons. Because we're kind of in a situation where our artillery is being terrible. So we could either, I guess, buy more weapons, or we could just improve our artillery. I don't know what the right course of action is there. I've never really had a great run with the Federation cruiser. But anyway, this ship should be fairly easy. They do have, I think this is going to be 3 lasers they're firing. So they should be able to get through our shields. There's one. Yeah, it landed perfectly, which is terrible for us. And actually, I feel like we need another NG crew. Maybe we should put like our NG in the middle, because if we get him to move around more often, like if we can put him in a position where he's more mobile, then repairs will take less time to do. But really, I guess this thing is we just need more crew members in general. So we'll get the burst laser charged up again. We'll keep NG over here just to, you know, give me peace of mind, basically. So they did repair everything here. Now here's the real question. We're going to win this fight, because artillery is going to tear through them at the very least. Those misses are big. Weapons, come on. All 3 hits, please. That's big. Alright, so they only have 1 weapon firing right now. Should probably just continue to go on weapons. Artillery is just going to cut through their shields anyway. NG, you can go back to where you were. We're going to be fine here. We could use a missile launcher, to be honest with you. Because we have 20 missiles already, only on the 2nd sector. We get an anti-ship drone. We get 2 more missiles, 25 extra scrap. I think we'll just come over this way. Maybe there's a store over here where we can possibly buy a weapon. Pegasus would be great. I loved using it last time. We do kind of need to go to a store as soon as possible because I'm running low on fuel as well. And the last thing I want to do is just be, you know, adrift in the galaxy. So they've got some kind of beam here. Again, I'm not totally sure what beam that is. That might be a fire beam. I think last time I was like, I don't know what beam that is. And then 2 seconds later, my entire ship was on fire. Although I did have a fire beam last time, so you'd think, or 2 times ago, so you'd think I would remember what it looked like. Anyway. It's neither here nor there. Let's just continue taking out the enemy energy shield here. Whatever their beam is, it's doing a pretty shitty job of cutting through our shields, so we're going to be totally fine here. Just might take us a little while to get through this. Here's the real question. Can we get through this fight before our artillery fires? We will see. Considering their weapons can't apparently do any damage to us, I'm just going to focus on taking out their shields first. Then after that, maybe we'll go, like, engines, oxygen. Because if they're wasting power on their weapons that can't even do any damage to me, that is fine in my books. So now the shields are completely down, we're actually going to go for engines. The shields aren't totally red yet, but I don't think that matters. We'll go for engines first now that there's this moment of opportunity. Reason being, now we'll have 0% chance to miss, and now that they're charging their FTL to try to escape, I don't think that's going to work out too well for them. So here comes our artillery shot, and that is just going to tear through them. And with the fight over, hopefully we get enough scrap to... we're up to 49. It's enough to do something, maybe. First things first, though, we got to go to the store. We can probably go store, back, distress beacon out, is what I'm thinking. There is a weapon here. Anti-bio beam. Here's the deal, because I want to buy fuel as well. But I've never used the anti-bio beam. Does it go through shields? Here's the question. Reduced by 1 for every shield it passes through, which allows for partial shield piercing. Or we could use the firebomb instead. Requires 2 power. It doesn't do any damage, right? Let's try the anti-bio beam. We've never used it before. We'll get this. We'll get all the fuel that's available. We'd certainly need more weapon power. That goes without saying. But let's jump to this distress beacon, and then we can jump to the exit. So next thing we're going to upgrade is our weapon power. This actually is interesting because now, as we get long-range scanners and extra scrap, now I can probably justify getting that 2nd level of sensors so I can actually see where enemies are and then use the anti-bio beam against them. But for now, I think we're safe with the current situation we've got. I do have enough to upgrade my weapons to the next level, but we're going to a nebula. I don't like that, but you know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. We're gonna wait till we get a little bit more scrap. As we actually find that we're only gonna have to go through like 5 or 6 nebula beacons here. If we choose, we could stay around a little bit longer. I really do not want to trade missiles for drone parts. I didn't take a missile launcher just then, but I could take one in the future if I wanted to. We get an Hermes missile, as mentioned. It might be a Hermes missile, who knows. 1 missile does 3 damage, pierces all shields. We're spoiled for choice right now with respect to our items. It's a quality problem to have. What is not a quality problem to have is we're running very, very low on fuel. And trading fuel for drone parts is also not something that, seems to me to be a likely scenario that would increase my chances for survival. There's nothing at any of these beacons which drives me crazy because we're now down to 1 fuel. And pretty soon we're just going to end up standing still in space. Because there's no store. Well, let's do it in the middle of this nebula cloud because, what could possibly be worse than that? Well, we got nothing. So I guess we are turning our distress beacon on and waiting. Okay. This automated ship will provide refueling services once a monetary exchange is complete. 5 fuel for 20 scrap? That's crazy. We're attacking this automated ship. Hopefully this doesn't ruin our chances. Hopefully, the ship gives us some fuel so we can get away. And by some fuel, I mean, 7 or 8. But I'll take what I can get. It should really make the ship a little bit more powerful if it's going to resist being robbed in space, because they're pretty much just giving their fuel away, considering it had 0 shields and almost no weapon power. Oh well, you know, that's the cost of doing business for these guys, I guess. Every now and then you're going to lose the ship. And with their evade chance probably close to 0 now, we should be able to hit with all 3 of these shots. The bad news is it's going to take us a little bit longer to upgrade our weapons, but oh well. Again, cost of doing business for us as well. Please give us some fuel. We get 4 fuel, 21 scrap. It's enough scrap to at least, or enough fuel to at least get out of here and go to the next sector, which is not a nebula. I mean, we're going to be underpowered because we left this sector so quickly, and we're going to sector 4, but, you know, at the very least, we didn't die in that sector, and we found a store right off the bat. Look, wouldn't you know it? If we go here, we can also go to the store afterwards anyway, so we might as well go here first, go to the store next, buy some fuel. We're gonna attack this ship, I think. Let me think about this for a second. We're gonna attempt to remain concealed. We're gonna have to fight them anyway. Wow, they have awful lot of weapons. But if we get 3 hits, we really need to hit all 3 of our burst lasers here. They have bomb, laser, only 1 laser I think though, and a missile launcher, which is pretty standard for Sector 4. And we did not, sadly, there might be a breaching missile, I don't know. Let's send our NG in to repair that. We could use the anti-bio beam, but it's not going to go through the shields. We cannot use the Hermes missile, or the Hermes missile. Is that an ion bomb that they have? It must be. Well, we've done some damage to weapons at least. Their bomb's offline. Now we're just gonna keep their weapons offline basically. Bide some time until artillery's ready to go. And once our definitely need to get NG in here. Once artillery's ready to go, those are big misses. We should be okay, but we're gonna take a lot of damage in the meantime on this fight, I feel. But, you know, there's not much we can do about that. Artillery will be charged in another 10 seconds or so. The worst case scenario would be if they managed to hit the artillery with a missile just before. Stranger things have happened. Here it comes. Just one more. There we go. It's going to tear them apart pretty well. Here comes a missile. Lands on our sensors, which is not a huge problem. Burst laser on weapons again. Good. These are big hits. These are not big misses. Now again, anti-bio beam could be something that's useful right now. We may actually, I hate to say it, have to wait until our artillery is charged again in order to hit them. I hate saying it. Why are they not firing their missiles? Maybe they're out of missiles. It looks like it's powered up. I don't know what's going on there. But actually, we're not going to have to wait until artillery is charged again because they are going to die in the next barrage, assuming I actually get 3 hits. Their evasion chance should be higher again because their engines are fixed now. But that's okay. There we go. So the Mantis ship is down. Most difficult combat we've had so far. 31 scrap, and now we are going to spend this all at one of these sweet stores that we are going to come across. And here's the question. Ion Blast only costs 1. Here's what I'm thinking. We sell the Hermes, go with the Ion Blast, which is going to allow us to, it's only going to take 1 power, and it's going to take out the enemy shields, which is going to allow anti-bio beam to be that much better. We're going to buy all 4 of these fuel. I know, big spender. And hull beam might be worth something as well, but we can always buy more weapons later. For now, we kind of need to invest in, you know, keeping ourselves alive. Again, we can get drone control, we can get crew teleporter, but for now, I think this is in our best interest. I'm just doing this for a second to get everything we need leveled up. We still need 1 more weapon power if we're gonna, and 2 more reactor power if we're gonna use the anti-bio beam. But Ion Blast plus Burst Laser is gonna be a great combination for us, notwithstanding. So let's search for the ship. We get a strange stasis pod. Let's grab the stasis chamber. I would love to get this crystal ship unlocked at some point. The extra scrap doesn't hurt either. We're gonna get the reactor power first, I guess, just so that we can keep the medbay powered up if we wanted to. We're gonna have to get some combat here, but that combat's good because it means we're gonna get chances to get more scrap. We need more fuel. That's not good. Okay. So this is a difficult fight. No question about that. We're gonna send Ion Blaster to auto-fire on enemy shields. And they actually boarded us. The fools. There's gonna be an NG and a human, which is gonna be easy to kill with Rockman Mantis here. Literally the best matchup we could possibly hope for. So let's fight him in here. Ion Blast is going to fire. Burst Laser is going to come in next on weapons, please. Thank you very much. Alright, their weapons are hurt. Our pilot is just leveled up. Ion Blast is not auto-firing because I haven't hit auto-fire yet, despite being on Sector 4. So again, just Ion Blast, auto-fire. Burst Laser can auto-fire on weapons as well. I think we've got a reasonably good handle on how this fight's going to turn out. Well, that didn't work out well, actually. Send you back to medbay briefly. Both of these guys can hang out in the medbay for a sec. Ooh, actually, we should probably get our NG out of there, because that engine fire is going to be a problem for us. We're going to have 0% dodge chance, but at least we'll be alive. So actually, oh my god, Ion Blast missed again. NG should actually probably get in the oxygen room here and heal it up. This is worrying me a little bit now. Come on, Ion Blast, don't let me down. You should be firing a little bit faster. I don't want to tell you how to do your job, but that would make me happy for sure. So close everything up here. You get it in the med bay. We're going to wait to fire Burst Laser for just a second. Okay, now Ion Blast, you go. It landed. Artillery shot as well. Burst Laser on weapons. Don't miss. Okay, they're trying to get away now. Can't say that I blame them. Here come more missiles. That worries me a little bit. NG, you go come fix this. You come in here. You can pilot for a second. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Ion Blast can still work. We now need our NG to come back in here on the weapons room. Otherwise, we could actually lose this fight, believe it or not. I sort of can't believe it, so it wouldn't surprise me if you couldn't either, because things were going so well for at least a little bit of time. I just don't understand how to use this ship effectively. I think that's my problem. Our pilot's just standing there, so we should actually probably go fix the engines. Otherwise, there's kind of no reason to keep him there. Get the Burst Laser powered up. Okay, oh, they escaped. That might actually be a blessing in disguise, to be honest with you. They're not even going to alert the rebels because they're not even a rebel. They are just a pirate. So we're going to send you down here. You can come back. I know it's going to take you forever to get back to the room that you were in, so we can do this. Okay. So we're doing pretty poor right now. We're probably going to run out of fuel in a second. In addition, I guess we could use the anti-bio beam, but I really want to upgrade our sensors before we use it. We need to go to the store. Luckily, we can jump to it from here. I did not expect that. What can we get out of that? 1 fuel? We could sell something like long-range scanners and buy a little bit more fuel. That's a choice I didn't really want to make. Let's sell long-range scanners and buy enough fuel to at least get the hell out of here, but I don't think this is working out well for us right now. We are going to continue back to where we were. I hate to backtrack again because that kind of feels like a waste of fuel as well. But we're getting close to the exit, you know. Positives, I'm trying to stay positive here. We're going to avoid provoking the ship because I didn't have the gumption or equipment required to basically take out an automated ship like this. So we're going to investigate. Oh, communicate peacefully? I thought they were going to give me the NG. That was the horse alien one. And we're actually going to tempt fate just a little bit. No, we're not. We have to jump to the next sector. The problem is that there's no way that we're going to make it with only 2 fuel and not enough weapon power. Accept their offer of surrender. Sweet 49 scrap. That's good. And hopefully we run into a store soon on the next section because I'm just jumping into the civilian-controlled sector here with 0 fuel. So hopefully some nice gentleman comes along and offers me some fuel. We're going to wait with our distress beacon on. Oh, we get a Mantis ship. Awesome. They're going to have 2 bombs, a missile launcher, and a laser. Not to mention the teleporter. I think we're going to find ourselves on the... If we're being nice, this is going to be a budget-timed FTL episode. You know how they say, like, games that are sold for, like, AAA games that are now $20 are value-priced? This is a value-lengthed episode of FTL. Because these missiles are probably going to tear us apart. Well, we at least took 1 bomb offline. That's something. Not a lot, but something. Okay, everyone else is dead. Or, like, everyone that boarded us is dead. But, oh, man, it all depends on these missiles and how they come in. Obviously, that one hit, and I'm not happy about that, but let's see. Okay, now on the weapons. The more that land here, the merrier. Okay, both bombs are offline. They do still have a missile online. That's going to land. Oh, anywhere but weapons might have given us a chance. We still have a chance, I guess, but we've got to absolutely hit this next shot. We cannot afford to miss this at all. And their weapons have to go completely offline. This one could kill us right here. Wow. Okay, well that's gonna do it for this episode of FTL. Maybe learn my lesson, should stick to ships that I know a little bit more well, but hey, 12-16 is not a horrible score for the Federation cruiser, but as always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.